I want to talk about how you can explode your sales during a recession. All right. There is fear in the air. Everybody's freaking out. And so many contractors right now are just going, I'm going to hunker down and ride out the storm. Guys, that is the worst thing you could do right now. And today, I'm going to share with you here on Contractor Fight TV a couple ways that you can crush your sales, even in a crappy economy. Let's go. Sales, as we've talked before on this channel, you guys, is an activity-based game. It's about activity. It's not about just setting a sales goal of, say, $300,000 for the fourth quarter of the year. That's great that you have a sales goal, but the only way you're going to get and reach that goal is by daily, consistent sales activity that's moving you closer to that goal. And this is fresh on my mind because I'm actually reworking our sales goals and our attack plan for the fourth quarter of 2022 here with our Contractor Fight sales team. And that's what I wanted to share with you here. I'm not going to go through all the things that I've mapped out, but I just want to give you a couple highlights of it. And you can take this and imitate it in your own business. All right. The first is having a clear number that you're shooting for. Okay. A lot of contractors are like, oh, I'm just trying to sell as much as I can. Guys, that doesn't work. There's no clarity behind that. If you are not totally clear on what your sales goal needs to be based on your overhead and your profit goals and all those different things, and maybe how much debt you have every month to pay towards and this and that, don't just lick your finger and stick it in the air and go, I want to sell 500 grand this quarter. Okay. Why? Why do you need to sell 500 grand? How much do you need to collect? All that stuff that we've talked about before. All right. So get clear on that goal. Second thing is understand how many jobs is that goal based on your average job size. Let's just go to the $300 and something thousand sales goal. All right. Well, if your average job is $30,000, how many jobs do you need? 10, right? All right. So I got to sell 10 projects. Well, all right, the next activity or the next thing I got to get clarity around is how many leads, how many at-bats of qualified prospects do I need to have contact with? So again, if your close rate is say 50%, you need 10 jobs, you need at least 20 qualified leads to sell the 10 jobs. A lot of you right now are like, Tom, every job size is different. They're not always 30 grand. Guys, there's always an average. And this is why we track this stuff every day, every week. We put eyes on it because the averages change. If your job size is higher than the 30 grand, then you're actually going to need to sell less jobs, right? Now, still go for the 10 jobs, but that's a good thing. If your average job size is lower for whatever reason, then you know, man, I got to sell a couple more jobs this quarter in order to hit our sales targets. So we established clarity around that. We established clarity around how many jobs, how many leads that you need. All right. Now, you got to get clarity around how am I going to generate those leads? Where am I going to spend my time? That's where most people have a breakdown of reaching their sales goals. They don't know what to do each and every day. This is where I encourage you to look at the activities that you actually have control over. It could be sending text messages to past customers. It could be prospecting. It could be calling your past customers, doing warranty calls like we coach. So in the Contractor Fight, if you are in our database, you will be contacted once or twice a year by somebody on the team because this is part of our activity is to stay top of mind with you. When you're out of sight, you're out of mind. A lot of you guys get people in your database and you never contact them. You have no email marketing going. You're not doing what we call UITs, unexpected intentional touches, where you're shooting a quick video to somebody, thanking them for, hey, thanks for having me do your job last year. I hope it's all going well. Have a good summer, blah, blah, blah. So much we could talk about there that we don't have time for today. But guys, you need to know how you're going to spend your time each day. Our team target, our sales team, we have a weekly goal of 400 contacts a week between the three of us on the sales team here in the Contractor Fight. So as I'm looking down here at just some of our activities and our expectations here in the Contractor Fight, we have about an expectation that our sales team does at least 500 outreach contacts per week in our database. Guys, if you are not reaching out to your database on a regular basis, you're going to struggle selling, especially in a bad economy. So I want to encourage you with that. The final thing I want to talk about here, how you can explode sales during a crappy economy, is you got to get dialed in on what you need to sell every day. So if I just look at the fourth quarter of 2022 that's coming up, back to that $300,000 sales goal, if that were your goal, you would need to sell if you're operating around 66 sales days, you're going to need to sell somewhere around $4,600, $4,700 a day. And that's something that you need to track. A lot of you guys are like, yeah, I have a $300,000 sales goal. And then you get to the end of November and you kind of look up and you look at your numbers and you're like, shit, I'm nowhere close to that. What we put our attention on, we get more of. So if you want to hit the $300,000 goal, break it down to that daily bite and focus on that. All right. That makes it much more doable and it helps you create momentum. You might have a day where you have a goose egg, but tomorrow you sell 12 grand. That's worth a couple days or 3 days or so, right? But don't get complacent. Every day, keep trying to hit that. Maybe you're halfway through the month if you've sold not a damn thing. Well, then you got 15 sales days left in that month, or you take 15 off the total of the quarter. Now your daily, what you have to sell a day actually goes up. So you got to get to work. Sales is a control game. Control the things that you can control. You will explode your sales in any economy, especially when it's a crappy economy. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here today. Make sure you share this with another contractor that needs this information. You guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out.